banger over in Group B as, of course, Denmark take on the Finns. It's the battle of the Nordic teams. Who's going to come out top? We'll look next. So here we go, boys and girls, of course, back with another 5-minute preview. Looking forward to Denmark up against Finland out in Group B. Of course, make sure you give the video some love and smash the thumbs up, smash your subscribe, and check out the links down below. So here we go, drop in the old vortex and have a little look at it then, shall we? Of course, kick it all off on the 12th of June out in Denmark. That's Parken. Of course, Denmark managed by Kasper Schulman against Finland's Markku Kanerva. Of course, pulling the strings behind the scenes. Of course, these two sides, of course, must-win game already, I think, for the Finns on this one. Of course, the Denmark will probably have a bit more leeway on this one. Of course, they'll fancy the chances heading into this. Of course, how did they get there though? Of course, the Danes got here by being the Group D runners-up. Of course, back on the 18th of November 2019. They've been at the Euros 8 times in the past. Of course, previous winners back in 1992. If you don't know how they won it in 1992, make sure you check it out. It's an absolutely incredible story, and I love it. I love it. That was my first Euros that I remember. I do remember 88 Euros, but this one was an absolute barnstorm, of course. Germany were the favourites coming out of the back of the World Cup, but how Denmark not only won it, but how they got into the tournament is absolutely a story to be told. They're currently ranked 10th in the world by FIFA. Of course, their resume heading into this, they take on the Finns right here, right now. Then it's the Belgians on 17th of June before they take on Russia on the 21st of June to see who goes through to the knockout stages. Taking a look at the 26-man squad then, of course, for Denmark. We've got Schmeichel between the sticks, of course, key man there, Kajar, as well at the back alongside Christian as well, of course, Champions League winner these days. Into midfield, we've got Delaney, Holzberg as well, Christian Eriksen, of course, leads the charge. Of course, some exciting players with Jonas Wind leading the charge alongside matey boy from Sampdoria, wherever his name is. I can't see him right now. Of course, these are my starting 11, and for the Danes, of course, it could be this. It might not be anywhere near this. We've got Schmeichel between the sticks, Vestergaard, Christensen, and Kajar making about back three, with Bolson on the left, Marlow on the right, Eriksen, Delaney in midfield. Damsgaard, of course, that's in from Sampdoria. Paulson leading the charge, and Olsen on the right hand side. Very, very, very exciting little bunch of boys here. Of course, what they're going to face though, they're going to face the Finns. Of course, Markku Kanerva leads the charge there. Group J winners. That's how they got there. Of course, being first debut or the first championship is their debut. Of course, they qualified back in the 15th of November, and they're currently ranked 54th in the world. Of course, their resume looks like this. Of course, the Danes right here, right now. Then it's the Russians on the 16th of June before wrapping up against the Belgians, of course. Take a look at the 26-man squad then for the Finns. Then coming at you. Come on then, show me. There we go. We got a couple of little Shagnasis in there. Of course, Rob Taylor's in there. Those are the easy ones. Timo Pukki as well, alongside the likes of Valakani, Lapanen, Popogiano, and Kamara, of course. So yeah, exciting players there. Of course, they're just enjoying themselves. Of course, these are my starting 11s for the Finns. Of course, going with a 4-4-2 here with Heraki between six. Good solid goalkeeper, of course. Urunen at left back, Alua on the right, Lam, and of course Vasanen in centre of defence. We've got Lapanen, Lod, Schuler, and Jensen in midfield with Popogiano alongside Pukki up top. Of course it is. Of course it is. I'm probably nowhere near, but that's my guess for the starting lineup for the Finns. Of course, their record then, of course, between the two sides played each other 5 times since 1986. 4 wins for the Danes, 0 wins for the Finns, and there's been 1 draw. The biggest win for the Danes was, of course, a 2-1 win, and in total they scored 6 goals over the Finns over those 5 matches, with a 2-goal return from Finland. Of course, Finland coming into this with a 0.4 goals a game ratio over the Danes in those encounters. Of course, the Danes have got a 1.20 goal per game ratio, of course, heading into this. Of course, the record, though, the Danes heading into this, winning 5 of the last 6 games in all competitions, all friendlies and all that kind of stuff. On the flip side, the Finns have only got a 33% win rate of the last matches, of course, and that's 1 win in 6. So not great heading into this. Of course, these are the last 4 encounters. Of course, that 2-1 win was last time around back in November 2011. Of course, it's going all the way back to 1986 with a 1-0 win as well for the Danes as well. No major runaway victories for the Danes, but of course, they'll fancy the chance to put a bit of a statement of intent for Group B right here and now against the Finns. Of course, let's take a look at the rest of Group B. We've already previewed, or we might have already previewed it. Make sure you check it out. Of course, Belgium up against Russia, of course, and they'll be locking horns as well. The same match day as well on this one, of course, and this is the rest of the resume for this one. I've also given a bit of a preview, of course, for this game. Prior to this match, of course, I asked the voting public right here on the channel what they thought, and 217 of you have responded, and they think 87% of the folks voted with a Denmark win. Of course, 7% with the Finlands, of course, and 6% draw. Wow, what about me then? What do I think about this match? Of course, it is a must-win territory for the Finns, or at least must-not-lose territory if they're going to get themselves anywhere near that top 2 spots, because otherwise they'll be playing the waiting game if they're waiting in their 3rd spot. But ultimately, I don't think they're going to have enough quality in the end. The Danes are pros at this level, whether it is a World Cup, whether it is Euros, to get it into that next round. I think they'll get themselves up to a flyer with a 2-0 win over Finland, of course. So be sure to stick around on the channel, bang your thumbs up, bang your subscribe. That completes my 5-minute preview. Make sure you check out the links down below on Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, of course, that all kind of stuff. Also, we'll be kicking forward, take a look at the games in C, D, E, and F. So make sure you stick around for that. Until then, though, I'll see you soon for the next. I'm so excited.